Good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, how are we all doing this evening? Fresh coffee. That's pretty good. All right, so we're going to pick up where we left off this morning with finishing up these tail spikes on the third and final Tyranid so we can actually get it painted. So I went ahead and heat gun baked the first round. Now we're going to paint on some clay glue and bake it again. So let's get to it. Hello, Saradini. Let's see. Oh. Okay, hold on. Computer restart. So I imagine the camera settings need to be redone. One moment. Let's see here. Oh, yeah? Swine flower? Flower swine? Okay. Uh-oh. I thought I had the settings saved for this, but it doesn't seem to be adding up. Let's see. White balance, sharpness. Yeah, definitely not. Okay, let's do default. Hey. Hey, what's up? Well, right now I'm getting my camera fixed. Just one moment here, and then we'll get into the work. We're starting the third and final paint job here. All right, let's see here. Let me just see how this looks. Ooh. Yeah, gonna have to redo our camera settings again. Hold on. Oh, you know what? Hold on, let's see here. Okay. Whoa. Okay. One moment. That's pretty close. All right, we'll roll with that. Okay, so we have one step to do before we can start the painting. Oh, jeez. I have to paint on another layer of this clay glue here. And then we heat gun once more. Hey. Michael. Am I saying that right? Wonderful, my friend. Yeah, no problem. Glad to be here. If there's anything I can ever do to help you on your journey, please reach out. All right, now let's use the heat gun and lock that in. Hey, thank you for the super chat over on YouTube there, my friend. Appreciate it. What's the heat gun for? So, I applied a clay glue to stuff. So I put these spikes on the tail, and then I heat gunned them to like kind of get them to solidify, but they're not attached very well. So I've painted this clay glue over the tail, and now we're heating the clay glue, and it's kind of encasing everything together. Now the clay glue, when it hardens through baking, is it's very much like elastic. It's almost like a really stretchy rubber. So this just ensures that all these little tail spikes are gonna stay there and not go anywhere. So we have to heat gun it because I don't want to have to bake this again. So that's why we're not cooking it in the oven. We're heat gunning it. So. No Valentine's Day over here. Sorry to disappoint you again and again there, Jones. If I was going to make a Valentine's Day kind of themed figure, what could it be? I like the idea of combining monstrous characters with, normal holidays. So probably some sort of like Valentine's Day, maybe like a really twisted Cupid or something like that would be pretty fun. Some sort of heart card monster or something. Hey, thanks for sending that there. The Siley. Kind of like how Krampus is like the twisted, Santa Claus, or vice versa. Do like a Or Keithan. Is it Gandalf's birthday? I didn't know that. I could celebrate a Gandalf's birthday, but not so much Valentine's Day. Okay, I think that's good. I'll say here. It really makes these like super rubbery too, which is nice. Hey, Siley, thank you so much. Have a good night. That's actually a good idea. I should do that. Maybe next seasonal rotation, we just do like a monstrous adaptations of the normal holiday characters. I like this idea. The true face of the holidays. Call it. We'll make a series. Okay. Seasons of giveaways. All right. So. Let's get a piece of wood for this to stand into, and then we'll begin the painting. begin again. This one. I'll drill a new hole in this one. Ah. Yeah, right, Saradini. Someday. Like that's too big. Yeah, I don't know why I have keys in here. What's that? Canadian money. That's not, that's a concrete drill bit right there. That one might be too thin. All right. Now these can go in here. This box, the box of boring. Ah, an eternal rose. Okay, so. Oh, that's right. We can't use that drill. I forgot. I wonder if we can on the new setup. What if that was linked to the computer and not to the one with the drill bits? Oh. Uh-oh. Oh boy. I just thought of using the drill and it was enough to cause problems. Great. Let's see here. One moment, please. Oh yeah. Hold on, atomic panel was at 12 months, okay.
Well met, loyal friend. You've made a real impact on the realm. Thank you for your contributions.
Hey, Ben. Hey, thank you for the year of support, my friend. Thank you for being part of the cnotbusch kingdom for a year. Yeah, I was gonna say for so very long, but you're just a young one here. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for supporting me. Let's get you a wisdom, shall we? Oh yeah, hold on. That's what I was doing. I was fixing the camera. Everything's a mess when my computer restarts before stream. So many things that have to be turned on and messed with. -7. Okay, hold on. This should be 215. All right, okay. Hey, what's up, Handrith? Liquid luck for you. Remember that bravery is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act in spite of it. That's such a good one. Such a fantastic one to remember. Being afraid, but facing it anyways. That is true bravery. Let's see. Maybe this one. This is the dullest drill bit I've ever used. Which tells me it's probably the right size. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Just about. A little bit deeper. Dang it. There's the drill bit. Well. That'll do that one. R.I.P. drill bit. Okay, so can I salvage my hole? Yes. That is how a dull drill bit meets its end here in a workshop. It did break, but it broke off screen because I was pushing it up against my desk to get more force. All right, let's begin the paint job. Actually, let's see here. Let's see how this is looking here. Okay. First step. Let's fix this. Bloodstain red. Oh, let's see. First we paint the carry layer, yeah, right? First we clean out the old paint tray here. Some of them are still wet from earlier, I think. I want to take some Elmer's glue and just like paint a thick layer on this whole thing and just pop it all out. Satisfying. Yes. That one's still wet. Finger hats. First, we get distracted on a side quest. It was a necessary part of the process, all right? Now we got a nice clean paint tray. Ready to dirty it up again. Bloodstain red. I'll water it down just a bit. That might be a little bit too much. Let's add some. Oh. Add some paint back in there. Just rub it in. There we go. They wouldn't think it's a good use for it. Hey, thanks, Majestic. A mystic, not majestic. The majestic mystic. Definitely some harder to reach spots on this one. Hello, Sky. How you doing, my friend? Good evening. Hey, Big Daz. Yeah, get some rest, man. The best way to start off the day is ending it the right way the night before. I just made that saying up, but it's true. We'll catch you later. If I don't see you tomorrow, have a good weekend. Some more paint here. I need more paint, and I also need more coffee. I'll be right back. Right. Good, good. Very good. Back to work. Bit of water. A little more paint. Hey, what's up, Akin? Oh yeah, you play Tyranids? Akina Matata. Is it like Akuna Matata? A play on words, perhaps? Means no worries for the rest of your days. I use a clay called cast clay. It is a type of polymer clay that is unlike all the other polymer clays in the fact that the finished sculpture is flexible like rubber. So you can see it's very very bendy, very durable. The other clays, they are brittle, so you could make a design like this that would like survive shipping and stuff, you know. Not easily anyways. So it's pretty awesome stuff. I highly recommend checking it out. We need more red. Set that down for a minute. Yeah, we sculpted this whole piece. Here, let me show you. It's all sculpted out of cast clay. And let's go here. I'll show you the unpainted composition, and then, yeah. We're painting, this is the third one, so once we've finished painting this one, all three of them will be done, and we just need to paint the base at that point, so. How is your preferred, huh? Hey, thank you. Yeah, we're commissioned by the makers of the game Space Marine 2. They commissioned this piece. Focus Entertainment. Kind of in in light of the launch of the game. So let's see. I'll turn that off. Let me set that down and switch to a smaller brush so we can you know, I think there are definitely stop motion applications for it, for sure. It's not as flexible as, say, like a really stretchy silicone though, so it wouldn't replace all aspects, but definitely could do some. Make sure we thoroughly get that inside of the mouth there. It's very important that this first coat really covers everything and gets all those hard to reach places. Hundredth. I don't know what you're saying, my friend. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot in the realm of 40K. I would love to make some more projects from this universe. Switch back to the bigger brush here. Yeah, I'm starting with this darker red base coat, and just I don't know, really guess sets the tone. It also just gets the color in those hard to reach spots, like the inside of the mouth and stuff. Yeah, well, if you're interested in getting something made, you can definitely shoot me an email. Like I said, I'd like to do more work in this realm. Okay, now we paint the lower body.
Look at me.
Look at you. Beautiful. I like it. Very matching outfit. All in pink. For your boyfriend? Okay, yeah, sure. Make a great gift. Ooh. We need more blood. Yeah, we got an open door policy here. Emma's allowed to come and show me things and say hey. How dare you disturb me while I work, child? None of that. Hey, thanks a lot, Hendrith. Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it. You're becoming one of my regulars over there on the TikTok stream. Well, you know, sculpting for me is a lot like diving, where you dive underwater. You can't stay underwater for forever, you know, you got to come up for breath. So that's why I like streaming and you know, like with Emma just coming in and you know, distracting me for a bit. That distraction's kind of like taking a breath, you know. It's like coming up for air. And then I dive back in, you know. Dive back in under the water. So it's this, my day is, that's how it is. It's like just diving diving down and then coming up for air and then diving back down. Those are almost finished. We will be finishing those next week. And actually, we'll be giving away a Logitech headset on Wednesday morning, the last one, to kind of cap off the project. So Wednesday, 12 o'clock Central Time. You have to be in the Twitch chat to qualify to win. Everyone can win except if you're from Brazil. Brazil's off the menu. It's a really nice headphones. It's the ones I'm currently wearing. And yeah, it's definitely the best headphones I've ever had. So it's like a $350 pair. But yeah, we'll be doing the finishing of that this next week. It's pretty much finished. I mean, the Space Marine stand is in the painting stage. It needs just a little bit more work. All right. Well, yeah, if you can make it, make it. If you can't, that's all right. There'll be more giveaways like that in the future, I'm sure. Oh, yeah, I mean, we'll see. These were provided for us by Logitech. It's not coming from me. I have another piece that Logitech commissioned. Two pieces they've commissioned alongside this one for the same game launch. This one is getting difficult. Not many places to hold on to. Here we go. Thanks a lot, Sid. I appreciate it. Once it's dried, I can really see where the gray, if I've missed anything. It's difficult to see where you've missed because of the reflection when the paint is wet. As soon as it dries, it gets that little matte finish. Then we can really see. We should probably do the tail next, and this leg that I'm holding last. Oh yeah, look at that little gray spot above the eye. Got it. This is not a primer. This is just a color. I use Reaper Miniatures paints, and this is just a base color. The wonderful part about polymer clay is you don't need to primer it because it takes the paint on really easily and it sticks really well. So as you can see, it's quite solid. You know, usually with resin models, you have to primer them because paint does not like to stick to resin without some help. So polymer clay is very porous, so the paint sticks really nicely without primer. Hey, Boomskin. Thanks. Welcome. Do we need some more? I think we might need more color. Okay, so. What's polymer clay? I'm lost. Polymer clay is a clay. Let me show you. It's an oil-based clay. Stay. Here's some polymer clay right here. So it's sculptable material. Really nice to sculpt with. Doesn't leave any residue or anything like that. And you sculpt with it as long as you want. And when you're ready for it to be hardened, you bake it in your kitchen oven. Not like a kiln or anything. You just need a normal kitchen oven. And once it's baked, it turns into like a rubber plastic material. So it's a solid finished piece that you can paint. It's pretty cool stuff. It's not air drying. Has to be baked to harden. Let's get some more red. Oh, geez, why is that happening? That's the second time. Hold on one second. Oh, there we go. All right, Saradini. Catch you later. So certain paints that adhere better to that type of clay or other. This type of clay accepts pretty much all the paints very well. It's because the material itself is very porous. The only paint to be careful about using on polymer clay is enamel paints. Because enamel paints will react with the material and kind of they just never really fully cure. They almost stay like a really sticky mess. And they never actually dry. You can get them to dry, but it's just a pain in the butt. So you don't want to use enamels unless you're... In that situation, you could primer it and use enamels if you really wanted to, but you'd have to do something like that. Yeah, I learned that myself. Of course, most of my lessons I learned the hard way, which is I painted a sculpture using enamels and then wondered why, 3 days later it's still sticky. And I ultimately found out that you can get the enamel paint to dry by essentially heating the sculpture up with the paint. Causes the chemical reaction to subside, and then it would dry. MT Slanesh army, what's that? What race is that from? Okay, let's paint this leg here. It's the last part. Then we'll be able to begin the next step. Type O. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with that. You know, I've dabbled in the 40K world, but not super extensively. More of on the surface. I like watching 40K lore videos, stuff like that, but okay, let's get the hard to reach area first here. Hey, thanks, Brandon. Thank you, my friend. Welcome. Welcome to the workshop. There's a little gray spot right there. Might need just a little bit more red to finish this off here. They need some new names. What's up, Scorpio Sev? How you doing, man? You just enjoy the painting process, not necessarily the playing. Yeah, I can respect that. I'd probably be the same way. Okay. Let's let that dry. CT, where's that, Connecticut? Back home. World traveler, huh? Scorpio said. What sort of business are you involved with, if you don't mind me asking, of course? Home and 51st day. Oh, yeah. I was rummaging through my drill bit drawer and I found a Canadian coin. Canadian. Got a little Canadian money myself. Okay, so we need this base coat to dry. And then we're gonna do, wait, hold on, there's some little spots here. Then we're gonna do a dry brush over the whole thing. Start beginning our layering. Your moose and your beaver. A plethora of pets, eh? Suppose we could do a little bit of highlighting on while this one dries. Let's set this to the side here. There's some small things I want to do to these guys. Oop. Get some vampiric highlights. Vampire. Need a paper towel or something. Napkin works. Never did the highlight layer on this one. Number 1 here. Well, I'm from America, United States. I live in this nice place right off the Mississippi River in between Illinois and Iowa called the Quad Cities. A land of many rivers and eagles, bridges. get all 4 seasons here in equal dose. Bald eagle screech. Yeah, there's a lot of bald eagles where I'm from. It's not that way in all of America, but because I live next to the Mississippi River, there's all kinds of, cool wildlife roaming around these parts. We got wild turkeys and lots of deer, bald eagles. No bears, no boars, nothing really dangerous. Nope, not real many poisonous creatures. It's a really good habitat. No scorpions. About the most dangerous thing you'll encounter here is a raccoon. It's pretty nice. I definitely like it here. We get really cold winters, we get some hot summers, and really nice in-between weather in the spring and in the fall. Well, scorpions. Human, actually, right? Yeah, human. Aside from the humans. So. Turkeys? Nah, they don't really. They run from you. They don't mess around. Roman. You're from Italy? Italia. Italianisch. Oh, yeah? Yeah, I moved out here because, so, those that haven't been around for a long time, I had a whole life out in Colorado that just kind of imploded, caved in on itself. So I kind of had to rebuild myself anew, if you will. So I moved back to Illinois in with my folks after everything fell apart. And started rebuilding myself, if you will. And after I'd gotten myself put back together, I had met this lovely lady from Germany, and we had been doing long distance for a long time, and we were ready to make the decision to close the gap and get married. So that's when I started looking for places to go that I could afford. So, and I had no idea about the Quad Cities area until I started looking based on cost of rent. And yeah, ultimately drove out to go check out a few places, and pretty much knew right away this was the place. So got myself a car, got myself a place, and got married. Started anew. 9 months later, pretty much exactly 9 months later, Emma was born. No time to waste, right? Is it close to Lincoln Island? There's some islands here. I don't know about Lincoln Island. Maybe the doorway to Lincoln Island is somewhere around here. Yeah, no, it's, my life falling apart was the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm telling you. Sometimes you just need something like that to happen to really reflect and really find yourself, Yeah, I look back on that time and it was literally the best thing that ever happened to me. Of course, it didn't feel like it in the moment, right? But hindsight is 20/20. From worm to butterfly, all that, yeah. Yeah, I just lived a very chaotic lifestyle and just never really had a firm grasp of who I was and what I was about, and had to go on a personal journey for that, But it took everything falling apart to really shake me enough to, to make that step to actually do that. We kind of get a, you go from growing up to school to college to work, and it's like you never really slow down and think about, okay, what's this all for, kind of thing, And sometimes you need that kind of collapse to happen for you to really slow down and let's get some foundational structure here first. If I figure out who I am and what I'm about, and then build up from there. So, yeah. So, part of me is secretly happy for folks when I see their life is falling apart, because I'm secretly hoping that they go through that same process, because, like I said, it sucks in the moment, but it's the best thing that could ever happen to you if you really reflect and seek your truths, and rebuild yourself from there, ground up. It's made me the person I am today. It made me the person that my wife met, and she wouldn't, the person I used to be wouldn't have worked out, So I had to go through that change to even meet her. I'd already started sculpting and streaming and all that stuff a long time ago. It was I had that going, and that's why I always say, no matter what kind of chaos goes on in your life or ups and downs, you should always stick with your craft, stick with your whatever your hobby or your craft is that you're pursuing. Even if, I took a big break from it, but, it's probably about, I went MIA from streaming for I don't even know, maybe 6 months, 3 to 6 months. I don't know. That whole time was a blur. I have a hard time piecing it back together. But yeah, I was gone for a long time. But then I came back, started to, when that's when I I discovered my passion for gardening because I actually started a garden, and it was my first time starting a garden, and just the process of building the garden and turning a piece of land that was not used for anything into a nice little sanctuary, whilst at the same time doing the same thing to myself inwardly, you know. It was a good time. And then once I figured it all out, I started streaming and sculpting again. Okay, so our red one is dry. Let's begin the next step. Crumble. Oh wait, you know what? This is still a little bit wet here on this leg. Yeah. Should probably let it dry. Or we just start. Let's just start over here. This area should be dry. Let's get some vampire skin going here. Seeing a garden grow, yes, I love it. It gets you outside, gets you moving, and just every day you get to see, you like see the subtle shifting and growing and changing. But it's like slow enough that it's like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Kind of like how we grow in life, you know, where you just pay close enough attention, you can really see it, but I need to do a better job at documenting the garden this year. They're all the same. We're using the same strategy. We want them to all look like they're from the same kind of pack or group. So some like subtle differences, but ultimately I'm doing the same techniques here. So, all right. I'm going to go refill my coffee, and then we'll jump into the next step. And then that gives us a moment more to dry here. I'll be right back. All right. Gives a 831 Callie, thank you so much. Thank you for the kind words. All right, let's get back to work. So, next step, we got our blood base coat here. Next step is to dry brush the entire thing here. The white. How's the coffee? Pretty nice, I'd have to say. Do we use the small? I think we use the smaller one. Make sure we get it nice and dry. Okay, and we're gonna use, not that, we're gonna use vampiric skin. White. Okay, saturated brush here. We'll start with the upper body just like we did. Your paint pan looks like a poppet. It is. That's exactly what it is. All right. Load up our brush here again. Hey, what's up, Maggie? How you doing? No, I kindly let the person know that I don't do drawing. And then they didn't say anything. Excuse me, I'm a sculptor. Thank you very much. Oh yeah? Why is that? Oh yeah. Maggie undercover. Yeah, that's the attention comments like that are looking for, though. You know what I mean? They feed off of it. Trust me. Best thing to do is to not feed them. Someone asked about drawing a inappropriate object over on the Kick stream earlier today. Kick reminds me a lot of how Twitch was when it first when I first started streaming. Twitch was a lot like that, a lot more comments like that. It was a little bit of a wild west era when I first started streaming on Twitch. All kinds of crazy shenanigans, tomfoolery. Okay, every once in a while, it's good to clean out the dry brush. No, I don't do portraits. Yeah, I mean, probably most of the time, these people are just young and foolish, like we all were, or old and foolish because they never grew up. One or the other. Hey, Blue Snow, welcome home. Oh, there you go. Well, by all means, Maggie, don't let me hinder you. Me and the missus were talking about that too, that we were very thankful. We always had a lot of moments lately where we think back to our childhood, and we're very thankful that we grew up in the the 90s, 80s, 90s, before the era before the internet. Definitely very thankful for that. That's really the thing, that the one detail that changed the whole world was internet. That's when it all changed. Everything changed very quickly. You'd hate to be a kid now, yeah. Yeah, it's different, definitely different. But like everything, there's good and bad in everything, pros and cons. I just said there's this trend of videos where they like take photos from like the 90s era with some nice cooing pigeon noises and like those typical noises that send you back as a kid. And man, such a nostalgia from looking at that kind of stuff. It's like, what a peaceful time it was back then. We had no idea how the world was about to change. Just curious, hypothetically, do you think your sculpting skill would translate well to drawing? Same creature on paper, or pretty much have to learn from scratch? Not from scratch, but yeah, there's a lot to learn, because you have to imagine there's so many things that I don't have to do that you do have to do into the drawing world. So like when I sculpt a sphere or a ball, I just roll it in my hands and make a ball, When you draw a sphere, you have to think how it looks. A three-dimensional object looks two-dimensional. Think of the silhouette, the shading and the shadow. You have all these processes you have to do immediately, or you have to do in your mind, whereas like when I create a ball of clay, foreshortening, perspective, shading, all of it's done automatically, like I don't have to do that. So but there are things that translate, like the ability to wield a pencil and be accurate with it. You know, that kind of stuff translates. Doing textures is very similar. But there's certainly a need for learning. No perspective on sculpting. Yeah, it's automatic. I've always had a desire to want to get to practice and get good at drawing, though. I've been definitely doing a lot more drawing because of Emma. It's kind of a activity we do together, so. I could see really getting into it someday and really sharpening those abilities. It would be useful for sure. Yeah, my main, I guess my main use for drawing would be to be able to kind of flesh out ideas quickly on paper. But I've existed in the sculpting world without drawing for so long that I've essentially, I don't need it. You know, I can sketch with clay, which arguably can take the same amount of time if you're doing it right as a paper sketch, and is way more valuable because you can really see it three-dimensionally, the design right away, you know. But I could see like doing like a layered approach with or like sketching really rough sketches two-dimensionally, then taking kind of the pics from the two-dimensional sketches and doing a 3D sketch, and then taking the 3D sketch and going into the actual, you know, final round of clay for like original characters. I could see that working out really good. Almost like a design pipeline. But I'd have to first grow my abilities for drawing for them to even be of value. Right now they wouldn't really help much. Yeah, exactly. I only really need to learn how to sketch, which, I mean, you could argue if you're really good at sketching, every art form's like this. The fundamentals is like everything, and the detail and the texture and all the fun parts everybody likes to do takes the most time, but literally is the least important, you know. So I would argue if you're really good at sketching, you can be just as good at like full finished pieces. You know, it's just the only thing that separates a sketch from a final drawing is just hours and detail, refinement. It's just like with the clay. If the basic shapes and anatomy, like the part that takes no time at all to get to, if it doesn't look good in that stage, it's not going to look good with the detail on top, you know. Even in the wire armature stage, you can tell if the character doesn't already look good in the wire armature stage. You know, it's everything builds on top of it. You know, so you should have the pose should be really dynamic already. You know, it's not going to change. In fact, it's going to get less. So the more you add layers on top of your armature, it takes away the dynamic ness of the pose. So you should pose, your armature should be a little bit more exaggerated than the final result, you know. So hey, Importadora, thank you from Peru. Appreciate it. Welcome to the workshop. Thanks for coming in here. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, just gonna change playlists. Right. Hello, Adam. Welcome. We need some more paint here. In drawing, yeah, right. Exactly. It's so funny, man. There's so many similarities. It's crazy. Like, you know, like if you really want to get good at drawing, what you do is you do very loose sketches just over and over again. And you stay away from doing anything time consuming. The problem is that's just not fun, and you want to get into the details, right? So it's technically the same for sculpting. And it makes sense if you think about it. You're technically wasting time spending time detailing and refining and finishing something that's not fundamentally correct, right? We should technically get the fundamentals down and become proficient with those first before dedicating any time into the fun parts. But that's just not how it works, because you also have to keep your interest up, and I can't really just, I feel called out. I'm calling myself out too. I'm just saying it's an observation because I did it, you know, I learned not doing it that way, but now in hindsight, if I could convince myself to just really just practice fundamentals, like just sketch detail-less sculptures, then in the end it would be more beneficial than spending, you know, hundreds of hours detailing something that's fundamentally incorrect. You know what I mean? But that's just, like I said, it's just not how it works. But it could work that way. It could. Maybe a balanced approach is best, to have projects that you finish, but also dedicate time for sharpening the fundamental skills. Because it's the same thing. Anytime I sit down to draw, I find myself wanting to finish something, like to sketch something out, to refine it, to color it, you know, to... But let's say, for example, okay, let's say I don't do that. Instead, I tell myself, okay, every day I'm going to do 30 minutes of loose sketching of, like, the human figure or something. And you take that time, right, and you add it up and compare it to, like, me drawing one human character and refining it and finishing it.
Greetings, fellow adventurer. We've got everything you need to rest and refuel.
Hey, Dark Blaze. Thank you so much for the 3 months, my friend. Get you some wisdom. Some wisdom to carry you through the month. Thank you for being a part of the cnotbusch kingdom, Dark Blaze. Thank you for supporting my work. Dried Mandrake. For you. So let's say a drawing, or let's say a drawing that you refine and finish takes, like, what, maybe 5 to 10 hours. The amount of growth from that 5 to 10 hours compared to doing 30 minutes a day of loose figure sketching and figure drawing. Once you get to the 5 to 10 hour point, you're going to be significantly better than just doing that one refined drawing. Just as a skilled archer takes aim at their target, Just as a skilled archer takes aim at their target despite the fear of missing, don't let fear hold you back from pursuing your goals and dreams. That's right. That's right. I see it all the time, where people stop themselves from pursuing something or doing something because of doubts or fear. It's just need to get a little bit of optimism. Just make something, do something, yeah. Pursue something. There's a lot of things, a lot of internal things that stop us from really doing things that we really want to do and that are really beneficial for us. So when I get back from my race in June, I'll be saving for a full statue of my Destiny 2 character, like I sent in the email a few months back. Okay, hey, sounds good, my friend. Race in June. What are you racing? Or like, what are you doing? Dirt biking or car racing? Foot race? If you don't mind sharing, that is. Yeah, I should really do that. Even 15 minutes. If I could say, okay, you know what? I'm going to do 15 minutes of sketching, loose sketches every day. I bet you I would skill up really fast. Anybody would skill up really fast over the course of like a month. the trick is having the discipline to do it, to stick with it, to say I'm going to do this and stick to it, to commit and say I'm going to do it whether I want to or not. Drag racing, okay. Dragon Drive, 2002 Cavalier. A little Chevy Cavalier. Cool, man. Drag racing. Going to race wars. Racing for pinks. Both of my brothers are car guys. I've always had a passive interest, but never like a lot. Interest by proxy, because my dad is also into cars. Cars, trucks, motorcycles, all that fun stuff. Me again. Is this your covert outfit? Oh, yes, it is. Covert operations unlocked. Megan. Gesture drawings, yeah. I actually, so when I was in high school? Yeah, when I was in high school, I got accepted to be part of like an advanced arts summer course in downtown Chicago. Went out to one of the art schools there, took a train out every day, and we did a lot of stuff like that. Like gesture drawing, and of course they teach you all that stuff, but when you're young and a student, you're just like, yeah, let's just get into the details. Come on, But yeah, I remember that you had to have an outstretched arm, and we used what they call a Chinese marker, which is essentially like a giant crayon. And then the live model would change into different poses, and we'd have like 30 seconds or 15 seconds to get as much information as possible. And I get it now. It's like by doing this repetitive process, you're sharpening your understanding of the figure, so just needs that repetition. It's pretty epic there, Dark Blaze. I hated these, never got the sketches finished. Yeah, that wasn't the point, though. That's exactly right. The point is to never finish these sketches. It's it's like leveling up your skill without finishing the sketches. finishing the sketches takes too much time. The time to skill gain ratio is not good. Yeah, right. And then of course the teacher would let you have like one 30-minute drawing session, 30-minute sketch. It was like, yes, here we go. And of course everyone would draw like one part of the figure really detailed and then like be completely missing. So much of it would be missing, and then that's when they drive home that point of like, can't get into the details too quickly, Yeah, that's good. I'm the same way. I don't like to take the beaten path, kind of do things different. Makes your build more unique. Not a trend follower. It's good. An explorer. A pioneer. Alright. We're going to have to leave that there for now, folks. Let's set this down. I'll pick this back up in the morning. Looking pretty good. We're definitely on task for finishing this here. This guy will be done tomorrow, and then the only thing left to do is the base, which next week we will finish the base of this one, and we'll finish the Logitech piece. Yeah, and then we'll have both those projects wrapped up. That'll be our mission next week. By the way, I never realized I didn't thank you, Kodat, for the 1, 2, 3 biddies. Appreciate that, my friend, if you're still hanging out. Sorry, I missed it. I think it was when I was Be Right Back. Do you know that the StarCraft 2 Swarm are based on Tyranids from Warhammer? Yes. Well, pretty much the entire game was based on Pretty much all of Blizzard's stuff was based on Warhammer stuff. Think about it. World of Warcraft, Warhammer Fantasy. Like, totally the same. And then Warhammer 40k and StarCraft. It's like, a little bit of a copy pasta there, you know? Oh, man. That's what's so annoying about these companies, like these bigger companies getting so like going after like small creators for like, you know, taking their idea or using their IP, and it's like, you guys are all a bunch of hypocrites. I don't want to hear that. Bunch of hypocrites. Everybody does that since the beginning of time. Yeah. Every new story or new world that gets developed is based on the work that people have already done. You know, it's like humanity as a whole, we keep growing these ideas and recirculating them. That's how it works, you know. So this whole like stamping of ownership on things is I don't know. That's how we stop progress, is by everyone just like, you know, copywriting and holding ownership over everything, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you made the sky blue in your world. That's not good, you know. That's taking my idea. Like, geez, relax. Hypocrisy. Yeah, world's full of hypocrisy. But now it's our dollars. Yeah, right. It's all, the root of it is greed for sure. Yep. Totally. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. Such nice business people. Yeah, right. Let's find someone to raid. We can get on out of here. By the way, stick around for the ending sequence, because I actually fixed it. So you guys voted in Discord for the new ending frame sound effect, and it should be working tonight. So let's you know what? Let's drop you guys off with Caesar. Caesar doing some. Oh, looks like some small paintings. Traditional painting. Yeah, we'll have to adjust the volume. We'll see how it sounds. Okay, let's get this raid going. I promised this before. Yeah, it should be working now. If I solved it. I tested it too, so. All right, folks. We'll see you all tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow, we'll see you next week. Till then, bye-bye.